Hey, this is We've Been Drinking MMA. We are predicting and breaking down UFC 294, Volkanovski Makachev. This fight is between Nathaniel Wood and Muhammad Naimov at featherweight, 145 pounds. This is backhand. My pick is Nathaniel Wood. Lousy's pick is also Nathaniel Wood. The reason he was saying it was because Nathaniel Wood is just quicker and he's just got that more talent, with the counter punching. And absolutely, I totally agree with that. Nathaniel Wood is a guy who has moved up from 135 pounds, and now he's at 145 pounds featherweight, and he's 3-0 here, and he's beaten really good fighters. He's beaten Charles Rosa, Charles Jourdain, and Andre Fili in a row. Not only that, but in his last fight versus Andre Fili, Nathaniel Wood knocked him down in the first round. So Nathaniel Wood's power is still good as he's moved up against bigger opponents. On top of that, Nathaniel Wood has the speed over Muhammad Naimov in this matchup. Nathaniel Wood also has the counterpunching ability, whereas Muhammad Naimov is a little bit more of a kicker. He likes to kind of load up on his kicks, and he does punch here and there, but he does a lot of flashy spinning kicks, and they're not very effective though. Is the problem? He only has one fight in the UFC, and it's against Jamie Malarkey. Muhammad Naimov did TKO Jamie Malarkey, but that's because Jamie Malarkey is a solid fighter, and Jamie Malarkey in the UFC, he's had some wins, but Jamie Malarkey just went forward against Naimov, and he didn't throw a punch, and I think he was kind of indecisive. Should I go for the takedown? So he kind of level changed, went down. Should I go for the takedown? Should I not? And then Naimov just was like, all right, here's a short punch, counter punch, and just knocked down Jamie Malarkey. So Jamie Malarkey paid the price for not throwing a punch while going right next to Naimov. And that's how Naimov got the knockout against Jamie Malarkey. His only fight in the UFC is, Jamie Malarkey just walked into his punch, honestly. But ultimately, Naimov has a pretty good record, 9-2. He's got some decisions, got some TKOs, got some submissions, so he's a well-rounded fighter overall. But in the UFC, just ultimately, Naimov is a guy who is pretty fast at backing out, so relatively defensive, and then he just kind of loads up on his kicks, so it's really easy to see those spinning kicks coming, and ultimately, like he favors the kicks. So Nathaniel Wood is an expert at reading any sort of a strike, whether it's a leg kick or a normal kick or a punch. So Nathaniel Wood is very fast as far as his speed. He's much faster than Naimov. He reads the shots much better than Naimov as far as like what strikes are going to come at you. He's very fast at reading those. And then on top of that, Nathaniel Wood can leg kick you, and he's also got really good boxing combinations, and he has a really good high guard where he's got good defense. And on top of that, he has no load up on his counter punches. So we were just saying that Naimov loads up on his kicks is easy to see coming. Nathaniel Wood, you literally do not see the punch coming. When he counter punches you, he doesn't like load up at all. There is no load up. It's almost like Max Holloway, the former champion at featherweight, where there's just no load up on his punches. Nathaniel Wood has no load on his counterpunch, so it's like a flash. You don't see it coming, and it's the punches that you don't see coming are the ones that knock you down and knock you out, and that's why he got a knockdown versus Andre Fili. Andre Fili was trying to feel him out, trying to throw some punches, and Nathaniel Wood out of nowhere, just boom, no load up counterpunch, and just knocked down Andre Fili, which is the bigger man. So Nathaniel Wood is showing, to me, he looks like a top 10 candidate, like at 145 pounds. He's beaten Charles Jourdain, who's another guy who's a really good fighter, Andre Fili, who's like top 15. And Naimov, I just don't believe is on the level. Now, the one thing that Naimov have over Nathaniel Wood is the kicks. So even though Nathaniel Wood has a good leg kick and a pretty fast leg kick, Naimov's is just maybe a little bit faster and definitely a little bit harder. However, Naimov is naturally the bigger guy, so we're expecting that. But Nathaniel Wood is great at reading leg kicks, and he's very fast. So he should be able to dodge those leg kicks. He should be able to have the high defense, so he doesn't really get hit with any kicks or punches, and he's very fast at reading the shots. Naimov is too predictable with his load up on his kicks. Nathaniel Wood should be able to wait for the counters and just be the faster man and just control the fight, really. And so Nathaniel Wood is minus 340 to make 100. The pick is Nathaniel Wood. That's what my bet is going to be. is just betting him straight up. Even though it is a relatively expensive price, I believe the style matchup really, really favors Nathaniel Wood because of his speed, his counterpunching ability with no load, and the fact that he can read Naimov's kicks coming from a mile away, which is Naimov's only real weapon here. So it's just Naimov is going to be neutralized in this matchup, and Nathaniel Wood should have a cruise to an easy win in this fight, in my opinion. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, and comment.